Funding for presentation of this program is provided by
Financial services firm Raymond James.
BDO, accountants and advisors.
Funding was also provided by the Freeman Foundation and by Judy and Peter Bloom Kofler Foundation, pursuing solutions for America's neglected needs.
On American Experience.
Marian Anderson challenged people's ideas of what the souls of Black folk looked and sounded like.
She is willing to show up because she is not going to accept racial oppression.
She became the face of a movement. That was something she could never step back from.
Voice of Freedom on American Experience.
Thursday night at 8:30 on Rocky Mountain PBS.
It's a perfect morning. It's clear and cold, and there's crystals everywhere covering all the trees. We all know that people won't protect what they don't care about, and the more we can help build relationships to land, the more we are going to be able to build that ethic of caring for land. And it's a chance to really have an ambassador for ranching. It's an ambassador for wildlife and a place to really demonstrate how ranching can support wildlife and can support our communities, most importantly. We know we want to retain its historic character. We want to retain what's so special about it and then share it. It's hard to explain why it's so special, but you know it in your heart when you're here.
The Colorado Lottery spends millions of dollars every year in parks, trails, and open spaces. Learn more about how the Colorado Lottery invests in parks at coloradolottery.com/givingback.
News and public affairs programming is made possible by viewers like you. Major funding is also provided by these generous supporters.
The American identity begins when Benjamin Franklin knit the colonies together.
Franklin is endlessly interesting.
Printer, scientist, revolutionary.
The things that he spoke of had a certain amount of power.
He really was an American genius.
Friday night at 8 on Rocky Mountain PBS.
What a trip. On Finding Your Roots, Ed O'Neill.
I always wanted to know ever since I was a little kid.
And Sammy Hagar.
This is like trying to think about black holes and stuff.
A Civil War nurse disregards danger.
She probably watched a lot of men die.
She had grit, man.
Oh, yeah.
And a DNA shocker.
Sammy, genetically, you're not a Hagar.
Ooh-wee.
Tuesday night at 7 on Rocky Mountain PBS.
We know the world can be a scary place as our own neighbors face threats of violence and hate. As a law firm that serves the community, we know the importance of kindness and trust to ensure Colorado is safe. We're proud to support the PBS NewsHour. Its thoughtful reporting helps Coloradans understand the nuances of what's happening in our state, country, and around the world. That knowledge can help all of us understand each other better. Please join Shalat Law in supporting Rocky Mountain PBS and the NewsHour. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Amna Nawaz.
And I'm Jeff Bennett. On the NewsHour tonight, the president meets with congressional leaders to try to strike a funding deal. We ask the former head of NATO what's at stake for Ukraine.
It is detrimental for the U.S. national security interests if Russia wins this war.
The United States declares Houthi militants in Yemen a specially designated global terrorist group, part of its broader response to numerous attacks on ships in the Red Sea.
And a Supreme Court case involving a small fish could have big implications for the limits on federal regulations.